Alice in Borderland, Season 3, Episode 1 recap. The episode opens with a quiet, unsettling atmosphere inside a Tokyo hospital. Arisu slowly regains consciousness, staring at the sterile white ceiling above him. His breathing is heavy, almost panicked, as faint flashes of the Borderland games flicker in his mind. Explosions, gunshots, running, screaming, the sound of cards flipping. Every memory overlaps chaotically until he suddenly sits up, overwhelmed and confused. A nurse rushes to him, gently guiding him back down, telling him he's been unconscious after a city-wide medical incident. Her tone is calm, but Arisu notices the uncertainty in her eyes, as if even she can't fully explain what happened. He tries to speak, but his throat feels dry. When he finally forms words, they come out disoriented, asking about his friends, asking whether the world is real, asking about the borderland. The nurse forces a smile, trying to cover her concern, and tells him to rest. Arisu scans the room again. Everything looks normal, too normal, for someone who lived through what he remembers. Machines beep rhythmically, sunlight slips through the window, and muffled hospital sounds echo in the hallway. But Arisu's mind refuses to accept the simplicity of this reality. Doctors arrive to check on him, speaking in vague explanations. They mention a mass cardiac event that put dozens of people into critical condition at the same time. No toxins, no earthquake, no cause found. They treat it like collective coincidence. Arisu listens, but their words float past him like noise. He tries asking again about the vivid memories in his head, about the deadly games, about the people he survived with. The doctors dismiss it as delirium or dream-like hallucinations common after trauma. Arisu nods, but internally he rejects their conclusion. Later, he steps into the quiet hospital corridor, dragging the IV pole beside him. He glances into nearby rooms. Some patients are still unconscious, while others are waking up, visibly confused. Then he suddenly freezes. Across the hall, Usagi wakes up in her bed, her eyes half open, disoriented like him. Their eyes meet for a brief second that feels strangely deep, as if their souls remember something their minds cannot. A warm flicker of familiarity hits both of them, though neither can explain why. Nurses interrupt and move them along, breaking the moment, but the connection lingers silently. Arisu eventually gets discharged. His father arrives to pick him up. Their interaction is mildly awkward, but strangely calmer than the relationship Arisu remembers before the games. His father speaks kindly, tries to check on him, and shows a gentleness Arisu isn't used to. As they walk out of the hospital together, Arisu keeps replaying the moment he saw Usagi, unable to shake the sense that she is more than a stranger. Outside, the city is bustling. Cars pass, people talk, trains roar overhead. Everything is familiar, but Arisu feels disconnected from it, like he's not fully grounded in this reality. As he walks with his father, his focus drifts constantly, scanning the faces around him. And then in the distance, he notices someone exiting the hospital. Chishiya. Calm, collected, walking casually with a slight smirk, as if he just woke from a long nap. He holds a medical file and flips through it with interest. Arisu instinctively stops walking. Their eyes meet for a moment. Chishiya's expression doesn't show recognition, but it carries his usual quiet curiosity. He gives a faint smile before turning away. Arisu feels a rush of mixed emotions: relief, confusion, and an eerie sense of déjà vu. As Arisu continues walking through the city, he crosses paths with more people he remembers from the borderland. Kuina passes by him while carrying groceries, laughing lightly with her mother. She doesn't recognize Arisu, but her instinct makes her glance back for a moment, sensing something familiar in the air before brushing it off. Further down the street, An jogs past him wearing running gear, focused and peaceful, completely unaware of who Arisu is. Tata walks out of a convenience store, talking to a friend, appearing happy and healthy. Each encounter leaves Arisu more unsettled. He feels both relieved they are alive and distressed that none of them remember what they went through together. It's as if the world reset, but only partially. At his home, Arisu quietly sits in his room holding his head in his hands as flashes of the borderland keep slipping into his consciousness. He remembers the beaches, the cards, the betrayals, the strategies, the sacrifices, the people who died right beside him. He wonders if these memories are fading on purpose or being forced out. His father calls him for dinner, trying to reconnect with him in a gentle way, but Arisu's mind is elsewhere. The normalcy of the house feels dreamlike, hollow, fragile. He barely touches his food and later lies awake in bed, unable to rest. The next day, wanting fresh air, he wanders again through the city. He buys a drink from a vending machine, and as he stands there, his hands tremble. Another memory wave hits him. He sees the Queen of Hearts arena, the flames, Usagi bleeding, the final desperate moments before collapsing. His breathing quickens. A child bumps into him accidentally, snapping him back into the present. He walks to a nearby park to calm down. While sitting on a bench, he notices a familiar figure in the distance, Usagi. She stands alone, staring at the trees as the wind brushes through her hair. She has the same distant look he carries, a subtle sadness, a loneliness that doesn't belong to someone who has just woken from an ordinary dream. Usagi starts walking toward the main path. Arisu gets up. They pass each other at first, both sensing something but unsure what to do. After a few steps, both stop simultaneously, almost as if the same invisible force pulls them back. They turn around slowly. Their eyes lock again. This time, neither walks away. Arisu approaches her, feeling strangely nervous. He asks her gently if they've met before. Usagi hesitates, then admits she feels the same odd familiarity, like she knows him from somewhere but can't place where. Her voice carries a warmth and vulnerability that mirrors Arisu's confusion. They talk gently at first, about the hospital, about how strange everything feels, about the emptiness that's difficult to explain. Their interaction is natural and soft, as if they're rediscovering a connection that once saved them both. While they talk, life in Tokyo continues around them. People walking dogs, couples passing by, trains rumbling in the distance. The world looks normal, but their conversation feels bigger, like the beginning of something unresolved. Meanwhile, inside the hospital they both woke up in, a quiet scene unfolds. Staff members gather the belongings of patients from the mass cardiac event. They place everything on a cart. Wallets, watches, bags, random items collected during the chaos. As a nurse pushes the cart forward, a deck of playing cards slips out of a plastic pouch. One card separates from the deck and lands face up on the floor. The Joker. The camera lingers on it ominously, as if it's watching the world with a silent grin. The imagery suggests something chilling. The games might be over, but the Borderlands' influence lingers. Something, or someone, may still be playing. Back at the park, Arisu and Usagi continue talking, unaware of what the Joker card symbolizes. They stand side by side now, speaking with more comfort, sharing the strange emptiness they've been feeling since waking up. Neither of them understands the connection yet, but the spark is unmistakable. As the camera pulls back, Tokyo stretches around them, vibrant and alive. But beneath the surface, The presence of the Joker hints that the peace they're experiencing may only be temporary, and the Borderland may not be finished with them after all.